Hello dear students, Namaste. How are you doing? Fantastic. I would like to welcome to the English class of grade 10. Dear students, come closer to your television set with your textbook or exercise book, pen or pencil and some other necessary materials that you need. Is that okay? Good. Dear students, today we'll discuss on grammar, questions and causative verbs. Okay. First of all, dear students, let's talk about questions. So I'll present some sentences here and your job is to read for the first time. Are you ready? Good. Please. How did you feel on the train? Next, please. Good. Is it your book? What about this? What are the farmers doing? What are the farmers doing? What about next? Good. Why did you join Korean language class? What about next question? Good. Are you hungry? What about next? Good. Where do you live? Where do you live? What about next? Does he play football? Dear students, we have read them all. What similarities and what differences will you find in these questions? Can you tell me? You're right. So in some questions begin with H or W, like how, what, why, where, right? And there are some questions that do not begin with W or H, right? Like, is it your book? Are you hungry? Or like we have Dutch. Now, can you guess about these questions then? Okay, are they the same type of questions? Are they different? Very good, dear students. You're right. So the question that begin with W or H, they're called WH question. Like, how did you feel on the train? Which question is this? WH question. Why? Good, because it begins with how. H is there. What about a second? Is it your book? Is it your book? Is it WH question or yes no questions? Very nice. Yes no questions. Why? Is. That's what? Auxiliary verb. Dear students, so we'll talk about yes no questions and WH question today. So first of all, let us talk about yes no questions. Okay? Like, can you give some examples? Okay, before you give examples, I'll present some examples, okay? Good. Can you read this? Good. What is this? Nice. Is it your book? Not it is, okay? Is it your book? What about next? Are you hungry? Good. What about next? Does he play football? Dear students, you're right. These are the examples of yes no questions. Why they're yes no questions? Good. The yes no question because they begin with auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs? Okay, let's learn something about auxiliary verbs then. Good. When we talk about auxiliary verbs, we talk about the primary auxiliary verbs and modal auxiliary verbs. If your question begin with the primary auxiliary verbs and modal auxiliary verbs, they are yes no questions. Why they are yes no questions? Good, because you can answer either with yes or with the word no. Okay, so let us talk something about the primary auxiliary verbs then. Okay, what are the primary auxiliary verbs? Can you tell me? Good. The be verb, do verb, and have verb. You're right. So what are the be verbs? Am. You have each. What else? Are. You're right. If you go like was or were. Okay. And what about do verb? You're right again. There. Do. Yes. Does. And what next? Did. What about have verb? You're right. There. Have. What else? Has and have. Right. Now, dear students, there are also some modal auxiliary verbs like can, that talks about ability or permission, could, past ability, and we also use could for suggestion, shall, yes, we use it for offering suggestion, should, good, we use for advice or to express expectation, and we also use will, yeah, about future plan, or sometime we use will for to express promise. What about would? Polite request, and we also use it for conditional. May, good, use it for possibility and permission sometimes. What about might? Good, lesser possibility and suggestion. And must, that's good. We use must for necessity or strong suggestions. Okay. Yes, you have some examples. Can, I can swim. I can swim. What is the ability? So, can I use your laptop? Okay. Do I have permission to use your laptop? Okay. Can is also used for permission. What about could? Possibility, like I could swim when I was 10 years old. Okay, 10 years old ago, I could swim. Okay, it talks about my possibility to swim. Could you pass the salt? Okay, for making a polite request, we also use could. And what about shall? Offering suggestions like good. Shall we dance? Okay, shall we sing a song? And should for advice, like you should go to dentist. Okay, should is used here for expressing or giving advice. You have will, yeah, future plan, or sometimes, you know, promise, like I will go to the library. That is my future plan. I will go to the library. Or I will pass the exam. Okay, that's my promise. I will anyhow. Okay, I will work very hard and I will pass the exam. What about would? Yeah. Would you like some coffee? Making a request, right? Would you like some tea? Or we also use would for I would eradicate poverty if I were the prime minister. That's a condition. Okay. So in conditional sentences, we use would as well. Might. That's good, dear students. With lesser possibility or giving suggestions, we use might. Like it might rain. Might rain. Okay. You might order birthday cake. I think so, because today is your birthday, so you might order birthday cake. Must, with the necessity, like you must finish this project. And what about may? Yes, possibility. And we also use may for permission, right? Like he may come tomorrow. There's a possibility to come. And may I come in? Okay, I'm asking for permissions. May I go out? Okay. Dear students, these are the auxiliary verbs, and for your kind information, if the question begin with these auxiliary verbs, then they are called yes no questions. Dear students, now let's talk about the question pattern of yes no question. This is very important. Okay, like you have a dog in the picture, and so if you're making some question like you have pattern like do verb plus you have subject and you have verb, and okay, like do you like dogs? Not you do like dogs, not dogs like you do, because there are certain question pattern that we have to follow. So what you have auxiliary verb in the beginning, and you have do auxiliary verb, and you have subject in your verb, like do you like dogs? And you can answer it like yes I do, either the word yes I do or no I don't. And instead of do, sometimes we can make does as well. This is very interesting, but you have to be very careful with subject. All right, like does say like dogs. If you ask like do see like dogs, it will be incorrect. Why? Good. See is singular noun, so we use Dutch. Does see like dogs, or SC does, no C doesn't. Dear students, you have some more pattern like be plus subject. For example, are they students? If you're making yes no questions, then are they students? Okay, lots of students are there. Are they students? If the subject is plural, you're using are. And what about a singular noun or singular subject? Very good. Is he or is she a student? Or is he a teacher? Okay. Am I a student? Can you just tell me some more, please? That's good. Okay. Okay. So I think, dear students, you have some ideas on yes no questions. Now let's talk about WH questions. So I'll present some examples here. So you have a dog, so you can ask what question? What is this? What is this? You have WH word in the beginning. What about this? Yes, there's a table and you have a book on the table. So you have a question like where is my book? Where? You see, where? Okay, the first one is what? Please be careful. Okay, there are regions. Where is my book? Can you say what is my book here? No, where? It's looking for place, right? Where is my book? What about this? Okay, he seems like a doctor, and you have a question. Who is he? Who is he? Can you ask what is he? Why? Good. So with the person we use who. Who is he? Yes, you have a clock, and clock gives time. So what do you use for clock? When does the class start? When? So with the time, you use the word when. When. So these are the questions. So dear students, this is a home, and home is a place. So if you have a place, you use where. Good. Where is for place. If you have answer, place as an answer, so you have to ask where question. What is this? Clock, time. So what do you use with time? Good. Use when. What about next? Yeah, it seems like a classroom. There is a teacher and there are students. And teacher, students, who are they? They are person. Very good. So with the person, we use who. What about next? What? With the things, right? Why? Why? With the reasons. Right. How? Yeah, good. Use how with process, like how do you prepare omelette? Okay. And how about, and you, instead of WH words, you also can use the WH phrases like how tall, okay, how long, how short, for example, how tall, okay, to talk about height, you can use how tall. How many, for example, numbers, like you might have to talk about frequency, like how often, okay. Dear students, now we'll talk about WH question pattern. Okay, so what is the pattern? You have to be very, very careful. Okay, first of all, you have WH word or WH phrase, and then you have do verb, and you have subject, and you have the verb. Okay, this is one of the pattern. Okay, there are so many question pattern of WH or phrases. So this is one of the patterns. So what is the pattern? You have WH word first, and you have do auxiliary verb, and you have subject, and you have verb, right? For example, where do you live? You have where do you live? Where? So what is it asking? Okay, sometimes WH questions are also called informative question, because they are looking for information. So when there's a question like where do you live? Where? It is looking for information of place. You're right. What about next? Like where does he live? Okay, where does he live? Can you please give some more examples? Good. You're right. Where does he live? Okay. Sometimes. Okay. What is the difference between do you and does he? When there's a singular subject, you use does, and where you have plural subject, you use do. You use do with you and you use does with she or he. Where do they live? Okay, they use do. Where do they live? Or where does it live? You're right. And you have another pattern, like you have WH word and a be plus subject, like how are you? How is he? What else you have? How is she? How is it? Or how are we? And how am I? With I use am. How am I? Dear students, now let's go to being based upon these question pattern. Now we have the talks one there. Can you read the instruction for me? Good. Put the words in the proper order to make questions. The words are jumbled here. Okay. Can you read the words? Jumbled words. That's great. You have plain, on, fell, did, how, you, done. Now, what is your job? Your job is to put them in right pattern. Okay, the pattern is wrong here. So, first of all, you should have what question? Okay, you have the WH word here. What is that? How, right? How did you fail on the plane? How's it going to be? How did you fail on the plane? You're right. What about next, please? Are the kids doing what? You're right. What are the kids doing? Right? What are the kids doing? What about next? Please. Good. You're right. Why didn't you phone me? Okay, you have why, WH word first, and you have auxiliary verb did, and you have subject, and you have verb, and you have object, and you have question mark. Please, dear students, keep in mind that you need a question mark at the end of the question. Okay, so here you go. D, did, what, beach, on, he, the, fine. Good. What did he find on the beach? Again, please, you have to be very careful with the question pattern. Okay. Similarly, you have what? You have WH word, you have auxiliary verb do. What do your parents here? your parents have as a verb for breakfast? What do your parents have for breakfast? You have W as word, and you have do as an auxiliary verb, and you have your parents as noun phrase, and you have as a verb and for breakfast. Okay, similarly you can do number F. You can do it for what will the weather be like tomorrow? Okay, yes, you have again, yes. Did you have a nice time? Dear students, can you tell me, is it a WS question or yes no question? Good. Why is it yes no questions? That's fantastic, because it begins with auxiliary verb did, right? So did you have a nice time? You're right. Hope, dear students, you can do it. Was your hotel near the beach? Or you have, yes. Has Rita ever visited Italy? So what about Rita? You have R capital. Why? You're right. Rita is a specific or proper noun, name of specific person. So you have R capital, and Italy you have I capital because this is name of particular country. You're right, dear students. And you have you ever gone fishing? Dear student, now let's go to exercise B, and it says write the questions you would ask in each of the situations below. Okay, different situations are given, like you want to suggest going to a movie. Okay, what question you would make? You're right. How about going to a movie? Or would you like going to a movie? Yeah, you can make it yes no questions. At the same time, you have WH question. You have another situation here. You want to know where Simran lives. Okay, where, you need the information of place. So how can you, where does Simran live? What about next? You are inviting a friend to come to your home. This is the context. So will you come to my home this evening? Okay, you can ask like yes. So what is the context here? You are asking for permission to take a seat on a bus. Excuse me, may I sit here? You have another context. You're looking for your pet dog. You're asking your neighbor, and excuse me, have you seen my dog? Okay. Dear students, this is how you can go further. You have this. I've presented some model answers for you, and this is for G and H. And in exercise task C, we have complete the conversation below with suitable questions. Pristine says there's blank. So like, I live in Thadingveshi. What question would you ask? Good. Where question is looking for, where do you live? So what's the answer? I live in Thadingveshi. Where do you live? How to spell where? W-H-E-R-E. Where do you live? You have to make question, and your answer is I'm 16. Mr. Weiber says I'm 16. Okay, what question would Preston make? Good. How are you? Dear students, so rest of the exercise I leave for you. I hope you'll get the answer. Okay, we'll try. Dear students, now we'll talk about next topic of the grammar, that is grammar II, and it says causative verbs. So before we go for causative verbs, first of all, let's look at these two pictures. In the first picture, there are two people, right? And there's a sentence. Can you read for me? Good. He says, this person says, I had him trim my hair. He goes to hairdresser and he says, I had him trim my hair. Is this person trimming his hair by himself? No. Okay? He's making other people work for him. What about this second picture? I got him to drive my car. Okay? He's not driving. The speaker is not driving. Okay? So, somebody is driving. So, causative verbs indicate. So, can you guess what is causative verbs? Good. So, causative verbs indicate that someone causes someone to do something. You don't do the action. Someone does the action for you. Okay. Like another example. Okay, I have my television, for example. There's a television. It's not working. It's out of order. And somebody says, I had my television fixed. Means, did the owner fix the television? No. He makes somebody work for him. And I had a technician, you see, it's not the owner, it's the technician who fixed my television. So, my television is out of order, it doesn't work, I know how to fix it, and I call the technician and he fixed for me. So, the basic concept about causative verbs, you have to keep in mind, like you don't do the action. You don't do the action. What? Someone does the action for you. There's someone doing action for you, and someone causes someone to do something. All right? You don't do the things. You are in control. So let's talk about different forms of causative verbs, like have causative. What are the different forms of have causative? Has, have, had, having, has had, will have had, and had had. And similarly, you have a different forms of get and different form of make. Dear students, when we talk about causative verbs, especially we have to keep in mind about paying for a service. When we are going to talk about paying for a service, we're going to talk about have causative and get causative. When we are persuading or convincing, again, have causative and get causative. And when we are going to talk about force, maybe the physical force or even the mental force, we use the causative verb make. And sometimes when we make, for permissions, we use what causative verb we do use? Late. You're right. So we'll look at some examples. So paying for a service, for example, okay. You have a delicious dinner here. You do not cook your dinner, and you make other people cook. And if you cook dinner for yourself, I cook dinner every day. And what about this? I had my dinner cooked every day. Look at the difference here. I cook dinner every day. I had my dinner cooked every day, and I get my dinner cooked every day. So, I cook dinner here. Cooking, the action of cooking is done by the agent I. But what about these two examples? I had my dinner. I don't cook. I had my dinner cooked. Means I make someone cook my dinner. So, in that case, you can use either get or have causative. And you have pattern like you have plus something. If you have have plus something, past participle form of the verbs. Get plus something, past participle form of the verb. And again, what's the difference? Okay, they are almost similar, but when you are using I had my dinner cooked every day, it sounds more formal. Then I get my dinner cooked, which is a bit less formal. Okay, asking or persuading or convincing someone to do an action like I will have the doctor check my eyes. I will have the doctor check my eyes, or I will get the doctor to check my eyes, or I convince the doctor, or I persuade, or I ask for the doctor to check my eyes. So here you have the pattern, like if you have causative and you have someone or agent, then you use present form of the verb. Get plus someone, to plus verb 1 or present form of the verb. Like I will get, you have get causative and you have the doctor, the person, then to check my eyes. Similarly, you have make causative, and especially it is used with force. You have some examples. The force might be physical force or even mental force, like the thieves made her give them the golden ring. Thieves are here, and make causative verb here, made her agent, so give them the golden. So here the thieves, that's a physical force. The thieves are using physical force over here. And the principal made the teachers work on Saturday. Basic. Saturday is holiday, but look at the principal here. Okay, it's making kind of force, made the teachers work on Saturday. So you have the pattern like make plus someone, and we have present pillar or present form of the verb. And we have the permission now. My father let me go on a picnic. My brother lets me use this pen. Talking about permission, so you have let and someone and present plural. Dear students, now we'll go to the exercises. Study the following pairs of sentences below. What differences do you notice in them? Like, you have I had my television fixed. It means I arranged someone to perform the action. I am not the performer. And what about next? I had a technician fix my television. So a technician is the performer here. You have the similar case with B. I got my assignment edited. I didn't edit myself. I got someone. I got a friend. I got my friend to edit my assignment. So you have to be very careful with the pattern. If you have get causative and you have agent or person here, and to edit. Yes, to infinitive we use, to plus verb 1 or present form of the verb, to edit my assignment. And okay, you have a make causative here. I made my sister, and you have, yes, you have a make causative and you have a person here, and you have bare infinitive, or you have the present form of the verb, walk the dog. So here the subject I caused the agent my sister to perform the action, and it's in passive. My sister was made to walk the dog. And okay, you have the similar pattern. Now okay, we'll go to the talks B, that's complete the sentences below with the correct form of the verbs in brackets. The students, please you keep the pattern in mind. Now, I don't let my children video games. Can you guess the answer? So first of all, look at the pattern here. You have let causative and my children. You have let, my children, person or agent. What do you use? You're right. The answer is play. I don't let my children play video games. The police made him. Again, you have make causative and him agent here. Make him what? You're right. Pay for the damage he caused. Pay for the damage he caused. What about this? Rob is having his house. Yes, have causative is here and his house object here. What do? Good. You use past participle form of the verb. So, what the past participle form of the paint? Good. So, you have the answer painted. Rob is having his house painted next weekend. So, next you have Julie got her boyfriend. There is a get positive and her boyfriend. That's agent. So get plus agent or the person. To plus present plural form of the verb, to buy. Yeah, Julie got her boyfriend to buy her a ring. What about next? Sam gets me. Get and me. Very good. To deliver the grocery every weekend. Please try not to make her cry, right? This quiz can make you where's the verb? Understand. Make you understand. Very good. Causative verbs. Restaurants, this H-I-J is for you, okay? And even K, this is for you. Okay, you can do it. Now let's go to, we are almost at the end of our class. So let's go to taxi. Can you read instruction for me? Imagine you were in a holiday camp last year. What were you made or led to do there? Write a few sentences using have, get, and make. So you have I presented a picture here, and it says like, you know, you are on a holiday camp. So now you do not do yourself, someone make you do. So you have to make some sentences. Can you guess? Good. We had our photographs taken. Similarly, the principal made us cook food. Okay. What else you made? Good. Our teachers made us serve food. The principal let us sing and dance. Dear students, these are the examples of causative verbs. Dear students, today we did discussion on questions and causative verbs. Hope you get some ideas on that. So I'll see you later. Bye bye. Have a good time.